On January 1, 2019, the New Horizons spacecraft was flying through the freezing darkness at the extreme edge of our solar system, completely alone. The craft had already made history with its flyby of Pluto, and it was still carrying a small container with the ashes of Clyde Tombaugh, the man who first discovered that distant world. Its new target was a nearly impossible shot, a tiny, blurry smudge, originally spotted by the Hubble Space Telescope, located 6.6 billion kilometers away from Earth. Navigating this region is a game of high-stakes physics. At extreme velocity, a collision with a pebble-sized debris would instantly destroy it. The distance created an agonizing silence for the team at NASA, as it took over 6 hours for a single signal to travel from the spacecraft back to the scientists on Earth. When the first data finally arrived, it revealed a deep red object with a bizarre snowman-like shape. But as the spacecraft flew past and looked back, the perspective shifted. As the object rotates 90 degrees, it becomes clear that these lobes aren't spheres. They are flattened out like two connected pancakes. This raises a difficult question. Why does the most distant object we've ever visited look so unnatural? And what secrets are hidden in that strange flattened shape? To find the answer, we have to go back 4.5 billion years to the violent era when our solar system was first forming. Scientists classify Arrokoth as a contact binary, formed by two entirely separate celestial bodies that have become one. These two objects drifted toward each other so slowly that they didn't shatter on impact. Instead, they gently kissed and fused together. The surface of the larger lobe is covered in unusual, bubbly textures that scientists call mounds. A 2023 theory suggests these mounds are fossilized building blocks, the original unmelted chunks of matter that clumped together to form the composite object we see today. This ancient material is coated in organic molecules, like methanol and water ice, which give the object its distinct dark red color. These bare chemicals have been exposed to unrelenting cosmic radiation for eons, essentially creating a sunburn effect that baked the surface into its deep red hue. Every detail, the strange shape, the bubbly texture, and the red color, points to the same conclusion. Arrokoth is an undisturbed fossil from the birth of our solar system. But how could such a fragile, gently connected object survive for billions of years in a universe defined by high-speed collisions? Arrokoth exists in the cold classical zone of the Kuiper Belt, a unique pocket of space that is completely isolated from the disruptive gravity of giant planets like Neptune. In this region, there is no atmosphere, no rings, and no moons, only a staggering temperature of -231 degrees Celsius. That is nearly 3 times colder than the most extreme environment in Antarctica. Life there moves at a different pace. It takes 293 Earth years for Arrokoth to complete just one slow orbit around the Sun. This combination of extreme isolation and profound cold locked Arrokoth in perfect suspended animation, leaving it untouched by the passage of time. When we look back at our own history on Earth, the contrast with Arrokoth's isolation is striking. For 4.5 billion years, Earth was a theater of chaos. Lava cooled into rock, asteroid bombardments reshaped the surface, dinosaurs rose and fell, and eventually humanity emerged. We evolved from using stone tools to building massive rockets, capable of piercing the outer solar system. Yet, during every single moment of that massive earthly struggle, those two red halves of Arrokoth just sat there in the dark, perfectly still. Arrokoth indicates that planetary bodies didn't just form through violent destruction, but also through this type of gentle, slow accumulation. Today, the New Horizons spacecraft continues its journey, and its ongoing dust measurements suggest the Kuiper Belt is actually much larger and thicker than we ever calculated. The true border of our solar system remains unknown. Out in that freezing darkness, millions of preserved worlds are still waiting to tell us the story of how we began.